Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 15 Week 1 BearCave. We are officially back. And let me know if you can hear me before we get started. Oh man, it has been a long time. A 2-week off season followed by a week preseason. Literally the off season for you guys. Not a lot of much happens. However, for me, it is every waking moment I'm not working or with my girlfriend. I am grinding out the off season. So I normally week 1 is where I am completely burnt out. But then one game, and it all comes flooding back, the love for the game. We just came from a beautiful watch party game. If you don't know what the SFA is, it's an online dynasty, ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can join in, you can claim a team, you can hire coordinators, you can recruit players, you can participate in BearCave, you can we have a fully functional sportsbook. We have a fully functional stock market economy. It is a fantastic time. Great community of people. A lot of fun. So if you want to hop in, join, claim a team anytime, you can. Thanks, Cryo, for the gifted sub. We are back, folks. And Season 15, 1, that is an insane number. 2, this is going to be one of the most hyped seasons of all time because, 1, I'm not coaching anymore, so ECU is not looming as a big-time team, and we also are looking ahead to the new game, potentially moving over in Season 16, so this could be the end of an era. We just saw so many instrumental players leave, so it's like a new era where we have to find the new standouts. A lot coming, especially today. We've got the largest slate in SFA history for a week 1 game, or week 1 BearCave. We have 15 games for Season 15. And we also have the New Heights Classic, which is going to be a great one between Maryland and LSU coming up later tonight. And finally, the generational talent, one of the best, if not the best player in SFA history as a freshman, will be deciding where he goes later on tonight. So, without further ado, let's get on into it. If you don't know how BearCave works, folks, we have the 15 best games of the week. We go in, we live sim to the fourth quarter. If it's close, then we'll watch it play out. And we are going to start out with Akron and Florida Atlantic. Now, Akron, new coach, is Coach Moon. He has Manju Moomin. So let me see what he wanted. He wanted white jerseys, dark pants. So we'll see if you have options, Moon. If you're here, let me know. And let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. We're just going to jump right in. We have a 15-game slate. And Florida Atlantic, they are the favorite. They have the upperclassman, Cyrus Lloyd, the quarterback. Akron obviously has Manju Moomin, the star freshman. And, yeah, we've already seen some fantastic, you just have blue and white and gold. So he wants dark pants, white top. But yeah, we've already seen some star freshmen. Things I noticed, obviously in Watch Party, we had the Jace Fiker game-winning touchdown. We saw in the BYU game, Shamar Winter, the star freshman, had 5 touchdowns. And then also in the Memphis game, his first career touch, Kentrell Byrne, had a kick return for a touchdown to start the game for Memphis. So a lot in Warrenburg for UTSA. So I don't see Moon here quite yet, so we're just going to jump on in. As always, if you don't make it to the stream, that's perfectly okay. It will be heads and kick is what your choice will be, and we get into it. And remember, folks, it's week 1. Half of you are going to be incredibly happy. Half of you are not. That's just the way it works. Remember, the key is getting to that 7-win mark, and these non-conference games can be a bit tricky. So let's see what happens here. We're at Florida Atlantic. Looks like we've got some rain going as we got white on white. All right, I guess the game didn't want to give us. So it looks like we've got hopefully we don't have to watch this game. So a bit of a ridiculous jersey matchup here to start Season 15. We wouldn't have it any other way. As Florida Atlantic starts us out, Akron gets a touchdown. Remember, we're looking for Manju Moomin. As you got also one of the best passers in the SFA. Oh, man, here comes Cyrus Lloyd and company. Doesn't look good for Akron so far. Yeah, week 1, everybody's just trying to get those kinks worked out. And it doesn't look like we're going to be even looking at it, as Akron is getting cooked right now. See if they can make a comeback here in the fourth quarter. Remember, we won't jump in unless it's a one-score game. And holy Toledo, Florida Atlantic, man, 38-14. And that is going to do it. So, Florida Atlantic, now remember, folks, if you're betting, remember, this is week 1 for me, too. I'm working out the kinks, but this was a over-under of 57.5, so the under actually hits, and Florida Atlantic does cover. So, remember, if you're on BearCave, be looking out for those results. And let's take a look at what happened. So Moonman, he got the first touchdown of the season. It was a 62-yard yam. No, Manju Moonman is a deep threat. He has 99 speed. As Jed Powers, unable to do much through the air. 9 of 22, 156, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Run the ball, Wolf went 3.3 a carry. Moonman, he had 2 catches for 81 yards, 40.5 in his first career game. He had a touchdown as well. So if you bet on a touchdown for Moonman, I think that cashes. And let's check the BearCave prop. We don't have BearCave prop for this game yet. We're in the first 5, but and then Jay Jones was his other transfer portal pickup. He gets 4 tackles, a couple of guys getting some TFLs, couple of sacks, and 2 interceptions, and a couple of fumbles as well. Weird that this team was not able to move the ball at all. And then for Florida Atlantic, this is a massive win. Cyrus Lloyd in his junior year, the transfer from Tennessee, almost 500 yards through the air, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and run the ball. A ton of people got their hands on the rock. And Brad Martinez through the air, the 74 overall, having himself a great day. And on defense, Angus Falk, the former Mizzou player, had 6 TFLs, including 12 tackles, so they just lived in the backfield. Hubert Wells, the freshman, he had 1 TFL. We had 1 interception here for James Brown and 3 deflections. So that will do it here for the first game of Season 15 live on stream. Remember, folks, check out our friends over at Home Field. Remember, you will get a national championship care package if you win the Natty this year, including some home field merch. All right, we got 15 games today. As I always got to get my players of the game. Hold on. It's always so weird getting back into the swing of streaming versus my off season. It's just such drastically different, just such a drastically different way of going about things. So, all right, next up in our list, we've got Fresno State taking on Southern Miss. Now, Southern Miss no longer has a user. However, the reason we are taking a stop in the Mountain West is for one man and one man only. It is Chadley Brown, one of the 299 overalls in the country. He had insane progression on top of offseason strategies. So, Coach Kennelly, if you are in here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. As we are going to get on into this. Now, Southern Miss, they no longer have Coach B-Dog, the longtime coach. He went up to Texas. So let me know heads or tails. Got a lot of people in here today. Welcome in, folks. Chadley Brown, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend. And I am going to skip some of the intro stuff, as in the first couple of weeks of the season, the game glitches, and then we have a UI error. All right, do you want to receive or kick? Receive or kick, Fresno? Kick. All right, you got it just in time. So the Chadley Brown era is officially underway. I mean, it was already underway, but the 99 overall Chadley Brown, they're one of the 3 favorites to win the conference in the Mountain West and potentially be a favorite to make the playoff. Now, Southern Miss is no pushover. This is going to be a close game. They are historically a great team. They didn't lose too much when B-Dog left. But 17-14 right now. This one game is coming down to the wire. Oh, yeah, Husky Boyle was another guy who had a big game. Coach Keat, he had 3 touchdowns. As you guys kind of dominated, Mississippi State. And so remember, folks, we get down to that 2-minute mark. That's when we'll jump in. It's tied right now. So we're going to go slow now, play by play. And it looks like it's going to be a punt here. So Fresno State, I believe, has the rock. Yeah, they're going to pass it for 24. We'll see if we jump on in with Chadley Brown. They convert there. And here we go, folks. Inside the 22 minutes left, can Fresno State take the lead? Chadley Brown won the 99 overalls. Here we go. Yes, Winter had 5. As we get option, and Chadley doesn't do much. Remember, plenty of SFA players on this defense. So 2nd and 10 here, under 2 minutes left on the road. Southern Miss could really use a great out-of-conference victory here. Hand off to the running back. He finds some room, and he only gets about 6. That's Dan Harper. Curtis Blaylock, the long-time strong safety for Southern Miss, makes the tackle. So 3rd and 4. Will we see Chadley Brown throw the ball? Let's give you another handoff. He keeps it, and Chadley goes nowhere, brought down. What a play from the defense. So they're going to have to bring on the field goal unit, trying to take the lead here. It's going to be about a 29-yarder from just a little left here. Can Fresno State take the lead? And yes, they do. So Fresno State takes the lead here late, but it's given Southern Miss a little bit of time. So as always, we are going to watch everything when it is close, inside 2 minutes. No timeouts left, though, for Southern Miss as they return this one. As we get a flag now. Personal foul, clipping, receiving team. Exactly, new CPU coach. Now, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be running the same triple option offense as they used to under B-Dog, or if that they are going to be doing something entirely different, because I let the game just take over for this team when B-Dog left. So split backs coming out here. You're going to throw the ball, 4-man rush over the middle. He hits his man, brought down by the safety. A.J. Harrison down the seam. Trey White is the quarterback yet again for them this season, having a decent day through the air. They hurry it up. White again over the seam. Same play, same result. A.J. Harrison for 30. And Southern Miss is immediately in business. You can just sit back, run the clock, and try to win the game now. White, he yams that one deep, and it's a 50-50, and they both drop it. A little off the mark. The free safety had a better chance at it. Lucky that was not intercepted. Okay, back to the triple option, so it doesn't look like they've changed the playbook here. White, once again, dumping that one off to the running back, and that is going to be Sean Martin for 8. Third and 2 now. Split back set. White again, only 4-man rush over the middle. That's a first down. Lee Talley gets 5. So about a minute left, no timeouts. They're going to have to start hurrying it up a little bit. Already in field goal range to try to tie it up. Will we get overtime here in the first live BearCave game of the season? First and 10. Dumps that short. A couple of stiffies, and they stop him short here. Remember, folks, this is a Fresno State -2, so they currently are covering. The over-under for this game was 53.5. So we need a score here. Floats that out, as we're currently at 51. So any score from Southern Miss would put us to the over. So 3rd and 3. This is a massive play for Fresno. Split back sets. White, it's going to be a delayed give. He has some room, and they stop him. A big stop for Fresno State. Keeps the game alive. Ricky Johnson, his 3rd TFL of the day. As they bring out the field goal team to try and tie this game up. It will be about a 26-yarder from left hash. 4th and 4. Clock is running. Looks like they're going to bring this down to the end. So with about 10 seconds left is when they'll attempt the game-tying kick. If you guys remember a couple of seasons ago, Southern Miss was leading Mississippi State and left 1 second on the clock, and Mississippi State took back that kick return. So the kick is up to tie the game, and it is good here for Southern Miss. Tie game here in Mississippi. Can Fresno State do something before we go to OT? Now, Coach Kennelly, if you are here, let me know heads or tails, or offense or defense for overtime if we get there. That way I have it already. 27-27. Chadley Brown. Will they attempt something here, or will they just fall on it and go to overtime? Looks like they're just going to fall on it here. Victory formation, but it's not. Okay, but heads or tails? No, you want defense, but heads or tails? So we got overtime here in week 1 of the SFA 15-game slate. Heads or tails? Picked heads the first time. Gonna go heads again. All right. And it hits. All right, so going on defense first. We'll see Southern Miss right back out onto the field. Remember, folks, this is old-style overtime rules. Both teams get a shot. Touchdown, field goal. Go to a second OT period. Touchdown, field goal. After 2, you got to go for 2 if you get a touchdown. And that's going to be a big catch on the first play, and Lee Talley gets 23. Oh, baby. All right, so a chance now for Southern Miss to take the early lead here. Can be option, and that's a touchdown for Trey White. Southern Miss goes up 7. Man, Fresno State on the back foot now. This would be a brutal loss for one of the Mountain West favorites. Remember, folks, this game is not final. This is not a real game. This will be coming up later. Remember, folks, studio updates have no impact on live simmed games, on their results. All right, so we got Fresno State, Chadley Brown, the 99 overall. Give me a run from him, and he runs up the gut. We've yet to see Chadley throw the ball today, and he gets 11. Big time run there for the Mountain West prospect. He is from California, so he's a bit of a hometown kid. Created by Coach Fink as a bit of a villain. 1st and 10. Motioning tight end to the slot. Give you a handoff here, and that goes nowhere. Dan Harper. Second and 9. Great positioning here for Fresno State. Just need to run their game. 2 running backs in the backfield. They're going to audible into just regular shotgun. Brown. He has time, floats that to the end zone. Open man, and that's a score! Oh, baby, what a throw! Chadley Brown puts it right where it had to be, and no review. What a beautiful throw there from Chadley, and they will go right back on offense as we flip the field. We're now in the second overtime period. Thought that was going to be an overthrow, but it dipped right at the right time, as now we get triple option from Chadley, and that goes nowhere. Brown going backwards. Larry Toro, the SFA player, bringing him down. Remember, this defense is littered with SFA players. You even have guys like Pablo Smalls. He played for Georgia Southern in their natty run a couple of years ago in season 13. Second and 13 now. Second OT period. Brown hands it off. He keeps it. Brown, he breaks one. There goes Chadley. He finds some room, and he gets about 11. Not known for taking off, but he definitely has a bit of rushing ability. 3rd and 2 now. He's going to keep it again. All the field, and Brown gets inside the 10. 20 rushes here for Chadley Brown on the day, as they're back within the 5-yard line, or the 10. 3 down linemen. Stacking that right side. Brown's going to throw it. He steps up. He chucks it, and that's going to be a catch. And he goes down inside the 1. He needed to come back for it. Marvin Butler. Fresno State back on the doorstep here. Can they punch it in? So we're away past the over. Now we're still looking at Fresno State -2. Chadley keeps it. He pushes through, but no, he goes down. The safety wrapped him up. Pablo Smalls, the veteran corner. He has big game experience. This is nothing for him. 3rd and goal now. Massive opportunity here for Southern Miss. Bring him down both the safeties to the line of scrimmage. They're going to hand it off to Harper, and he goes nowhere. Southern Miss gets the goal line stand. It's Curtis Blaylock, the SFA players, getting it done. So now a chip shot field goal here to take the lead for Fresno. And it's good. So up 3. Does not feel comfortable the way Southern Miss has been playing today. 1st and 10 now for Southern Miss. A touchdown wins the game. Field goal, we go to another overtime frame. Anything else, and Fresno survives. Dumps that off. Broken tackle. Oh, what a cut. There he goes. Inside the 5, Kellen McNeil. Oh, baby. Kellen McNeil for 22 may have just won the game. Split backs. It's handoff up the gut, and he's short. Will Southern Miss end it and get a home victory on the 1? Fresno desperate for a goal line stand of their own. The big nasty's the option. Man in motion, it's quick. He gets there, touchdown, Southern Miss! Trey White walks it off in epic fashion here in week 1. What a way to start the season. An epic game here to start the season. Chadley Brown starts out 0-1. And a lot of people just lost some money on that one. As Fresno was a -2 favorite, Southern Miss wins outright. The over does hit for you folks. Now next up is we got Coach Piggy and Notre Dame. Zach, the preseason Heisman favorite, week 1. Well, let's check on the stats. I mean, Chadley Brown, man, he's a great quarterback. But you got to question the roster around him, right? Chadley Brown, 22 of 34, 298, 3 TDs, 1 interception. Run the ball, he had to run it 21 times. He reminds me a lot of Chad Blunt over at Cal. There's not a lot around him. It's just kind of, Chadley Brown against the world, how it was with Chad Blunt. So, you know, there definitely is a ceiling there for performance. You got to be able to surround him with talent. So Coach Kennelly definitely has his work cut out for him. Tango Siddiqui, despite regressing in the offseason, he did have 4 TFLs today. Jackson had a sack. Couple deflections, no fumbles. And then for Southern Miss, Trey White, the junior redshirt quarterback, he had a great day, 19 of 30, 288, and 2 touchdowns. He had a great season last year as well. He was the leading rusher. DJ Hall is still there as a redshirt senior. Adam Smith caught both. And Satchel Thijoki, the SFA player in his first career game, he had 10 tackles, 2 TFLs. A lot of SFA impact here. Interception was from Jordan Anderson. Deflections, Larry Toro had 1, and 1 fumble from Duckett, and he recovered it. FIU is coached by Coach Grady. Big win from Miami this week. Coach Eisen. All right, so we got Southern Miss gets the win here. So that was a big game here to start us out. We're only 30 minutes into the stream. Could have a long game day here today, as always. 15 game slate for season 15. All right, so next up is we've got San Diego State and Notre Dame. So Coach Piggy, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Now, game day probably starting at normal game day time is what I would think. So like normal time a BearCave stream would start. So I don't see Piggy here at all. But we got the San Diego State Aztecs, very new look. They went crazy in the transfer portal, taking on Notre Dame, who hasn't necessarily really done well in recruiting or anything back in the ACC. So a big opportunity here for San Diego State. This is a 2.5-point favorite for Notre Dame, and the over-under is set at 57.5 for this game. So we'll see if Notre Dame can get it done, start out the year well. They had a great start last year. However, they kind of fell off. Vic Wally, the senior, San Diego State. They got Uncle Boozer, who's been a big topic in the media this season. So I don't see Piggy here, so it's going to be heads and kick. As we are in South Bend, I do see some red there in the crowd. So we'll see what San Diego State can do here. Touchdown here for San Diego State. They have the transfer quarterback, Ed Bradley, as they're up 17 here in the first quarter. Notre Dame does bring one back. But a big start here for San Diego State. Notre Dame trying to get it back, and oh man, this could be a blowout. San Diego State once again. So Coach Piglet doing wonders here in the offseason. However, it is the fourth quarter. He throws an interception. Notre Dame, and they can't do anything. 4th and 11. Stevens can't punch it in. There's a quick touchdown. Still 2 scores, so we can't jump in quite yet. But we'll see. Another interception. Notre Dame. They have a chance. Notre Dame, can they punch it in? Yes, they do. So here comes the comeback. Here we go, folks. 3 timeouts left. Up only 5. They were up 34-10 at one point. That's Uncle Boozer in motion. Ed Bradley hands off to Vic Wally, and he goes nowhere. Joseph Whitehead on the tackle. Notre Dame, a storied SFA program from those old days of Miles Gooch. And same with San Diego State from days of McNasty's. You got Vic Wally again, and he doesn't go anywhere. So 3rd and 6 opportunity here for Notre Dame to get off the field. This would be a big upset for a Mountain West program over an ACC program. Remember, Notre Dame is the favorite. Ed Bradley, transfer from Arkansas, man in motion. He's going to throw it over the middle. He hits his man. That's Uncle Boozer. They try to rip it out. The man who's been the topic of conversation in the Mountain West Tribune all season long, he makes the play. May have some litigation going on at home, but none of that matters. Uncle Boozer wins the game here for San Diego State. What a game and what a call. So Fresno State takes a tumble in the Mountain West, and another favorite, San Diego State, gets a massive win. So San Diego State might be on top. Hawaii also won today. So one more snap here for San Diego State. The booze is loose. Remember, folks, we also have a ton of new emojis as well if you want to use those. But that will do it here. San Diego State gets it done on the road. SDSU outright. So we've had one cover. We've had two outright winners. All G5 winners so far. Preston went nutty here for Notre Dame. He had 19 points, but he had 3 touchdowns. So Ed Bradley in his debut didn't really do much, you know, a lot of room for improvement. However, he got it done. You got the win. Vic Wally gets 2 touchdowns. And Uncle Boozer, his only catch of the day, came on that critical 3rd down at the end. You love to see it. It's the Yam J Jettas. That's a Billy Gilmore, transfer from Kansas, gets 14 tackles. Alex Stewart gets an interception. Thomas Williams, and okay. And now we look at Notre Dame. Definitely a new look Notre Dame team. Warren Stevens is back for his senior year. He had a decent day. Anthony Fuller, the freshman running back, new guy. He did pretty well. Dan Jolly is really the only returning guy in terms of pass catchers that did much of anything. And then Tyrell Preston, 3 touchdowns today. On defense, you got Scott Grant. John Crimson, the SFA player, getting 8 tackles. He also had 3 TFLs, along with a sack. A couple of interceptions here that we saw. A couple of deflections, and no fumbles. It's literally not. It's a Yam J Jettas. But yes, a great game there for Boozer. And that's a bit of a surprise. I think that's kind of the first surprise of the day. I think, you know, I could have seen either FAU or Akron winning that game. I could have seen either Southern Miss or, Fresno State. But I did not see San Diego State pulling that one out. So big time win there for the Aztecs. Piglet coming on in late after the game. Big time win. I love when players that you guys hype up in the media actually come through, like Boozer with that conversion. That was beautiful. All right, folks, next up, we're just going to keep rolling. Oh, boy, this is a big one. In terms of storylines, not necessarily great on-field play, but we've got Temple taking on Oklahoma State. So, Coach, I'm going to get reamed for not remembering his name, but the Temple coach, Bobert, there we go. If you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. He had a massive offseason bringing in Brent Perkins, quarterback, left guard Frankie Brickshire, and the Heisman finalist type guy, Dale Shivers. And then you also got Oklahoma State and Coach Fed with Stequavius Gates as well. They with TCU falling off, they very well could win the Big 12 South this season. Them or Baylor are the favorites. So we'll see what happens here. Let's jump on into it. So we got Temple at Oklahoma State. This is a 12-point favorite for the Cowboys. And the over-under for this game is 63.5. Oh, baby. All right, let's jump on into it. Dale Shivers taking on Stequavius Gates. Some big-time SFA players on both sides. It'll be really interesting to see how impactful this Brent Perkins, Dale Shivers package is for the Temple offense. Are they going to be able to run through the AAC? All right, so I don't see Bober, so it's going to be heads and kick. Here we go, folks. First quarter. Remember, the defense isn't much for Temple, so they're going to have to score a lot. And it doesn't look like it. Remember, Oklahoma State also brought in Huey Creed, the running back from Old Dominion, and they're up 21 here in the first half. 28 now. Temple getting ran out the building. Dale Shivers may not really be him, as they got 7. Can they get another one back? It doesn't look like it. We're heading to the fourth quarter. Need Temple do something? It does not look like it, as this one's getting ugly here in Stillwater. Down to 2 minutes left, and that will be the game. Oklahoma State runs them out of the building, 35-7. That is a OK State cover. So let's take a look at the stats here. So the scoring summary. Creed got a negative 3-yard run for a touchdown. Not sure how that works. Creed, you got Shelton, Battle getting involved, and then Creed again. So Huey Creed, a big-time debut. Brent Perkins here for Temple, 91 yards in his debut. Shivers averaged 3.8 a carry. Really couldn't do much here on 16 carries. And then Dale Shivers had 2 catches. And on defense, looks like they did okay, but only 2 sacks, no 1 interception for Matthew Wagner, and no fumbles. And for Oklahoma State, Stequavius Gates, he's looking to have a big-time season, as he is now a upperclassman, and he only had 1 touchdown the day. They really didn't have to do too much, as they mainly worked on the ground with Huey Creed behind him. This is the first time Oklahoma State's really given Gates a good running back, so we'll see how that translates. Tyreek Asher is back for his senior year, the Team of the Year guy. He had 5 receptions, 67 yards. And on defense, Leonard O'Connor, the SFA player, led in tackles. They got a couple of TFLs here, and a sack from Lee Thomas, interception from Eric Dixon, and a couple of deflections, and Byron Mays had himself a fumble. Yeah, sometimes there's glitches on the scoring summary. All right, so Oklahoma State takes care of them that time. So no, remember folks, it is week 1, so despite all the preseason hype I give people, you know, how you look on paper, you never know how you're going to play in the game. Temple, one of those teams that had a fantastic offseason, a lot of hype around the program this year, but not up to an Oklahoma State type of a level. So as we truck along here now, we are in officially, let's see, we got one more here, and this one we've got UNLV and Georgia Tech. So this could be a fun one, as we've got 2 teams who did really well last year, both in a bit of new look. So UNLV, obviously, no more Dyron Satterfield, no more Darren Archer. And then on the other side, Georgia Tech, their entire secondary is completely blown up. They've dropped a little bit in the rankings, maybe because of that, you know, defensive weakness, I would say. But we will see, you know, and also the shocker, the big offseason story, Kirko Squatch regressing in Clayton Tune, getting a massive boost up to a 92 overall. So in terms of, they have both Patreon guys, so we've got Alt 2, and then we want for whiteout for cryo. Okay. So all whites there, that's good. And then we want... I don't see an alt 2. Did you mean this one, Mike? Or did you mean Cape Day? We got Navy, Gold, Cape Day, and then it's alt 3, 5, 6, alt 3. Okay. Beautiful. Make sure you keep your whiteout. All right. So UNLV gets to call it as they are the away team. So heads or tails, cryo, kick or receive. No BearCave prop for this one. But like I said, this is one of our first playoff teams playing again. And this is a 13-point favorite for Georgia Tech. Heads and kick. All right, let's get into it. So this is where we could start seeing some upsets. We're going to start seeing a bunch of ranked teams now. The best games of the week. We already saw Notre Dame tumble, but they're unranked. Not necessarily that big of an upset, especially considering all the moves Piglet did make in the offseason. But Clayton Tune, he's expected. He already had a breakout freshman year. One of the better quarterback campaigns we've ever seen. Here we go. So first quarter, not a lot going on. Georgia Tech breaks ground first. 7-0. Gonna be very interesting to see what happens. We got a tie game. And somehow that didn't result in a score. They must have stopped before halftime. A lot of running the ball here so far. A lot of broken drives. There's a touchdown for Georgia Tech. Is this where they pull away? End of the third, and a quick score from UNLV. We're going to see one more possession, and that is going to be a 3-and-out. So we're going to go one play at a time here just because these are run-heavy teams. I do not want it to accidentally sim too far as they tie it up. UNLV, and they missed the extra point. Extra point, no good from A. Anderson. 21-20. UNLV with the kicking woes. They're going to have to get a stop now, and they do. Question is, do they go for it? Yes, they do. It's a pass for 32. And here we go, folks. Georgia Tech, UNLV, regardless, they just got to get the ball back. So a touchdown, it's okay, I guess. Would have liked the field goal. Handoff here. There's Lee McDuffie. He's back. He's the lead back now with Dante Lesser moving on. Juice Riggs in company, and Caleb Hardy now the full-time fullback with Todd Ward's moving on as well, so definitely a new look core as Clayton Tune carries it. And that's 4th down. So field goal formation here for Georgia Tech to go up 4. So Cryo still has plenty of opportunity here. Right hash about 31-yarder, and it is good for Georgia Tech. So Tune leads them down the field. They extend the lead. Oh, okay. I'm not touching anything. I accidentally pressed play. I'm not returning. This is not me. This is the game. I did not touch anything. It's the game doing it. That was not me returning. I swear to God, I bet my life on it. I accidentally pressed A. I did not touch that. All right. Here we go. Starting out at the 25. New quarterback. New running back. UNLV. He takes off. I forget. I don't know this guy's name yet. Brett Brooks is the new quarterback. He was the backup to Dyron Satterfield. So 2nd and 3, they need a touchdown. They only got one timeout left. And that's going to be another 1st down. So, like I said, folks, this is a Georgia Tech team. The front 7 is still amazing. The linebackers are great. The defensive tackles and ends, great. But the secondary is a little weak now. especially for an ACC squad, as we're yamming it deep down the seam, and it's tipped away. Sam White, one of the, I guess one of the leaders of this new look secondary, tips that one away. UNLV going for the jugular there, did not quite work out. So 2nd and 10 now for Brooks. Plenty of time, they're only rushing one, mainly playing contain, and he brought down out of bounds. Hassan Hand with the catch. You could definitely see, this is looking like a Georgia Tech no cover for sure, but we could definitely see a UNLV win here. Split backs. Brett Brooks, he has time again, and he floats it, and that is a completion to Brandon Harris. You know, I'm all for containing the quarterback run, but at some point you've got to hurry him up a little bit. If you let that clock just continue to roll, he's just going to sit back there and throw a dot. Once again, they're going to contain down the seam. Why? Oof. That was a rough overthrow there. Brett Brooks, maybe it's a little bit too much for him here in the Atlanta air. Inside the 45 now. They need a touchdown. And they're going with a little option themselves here. They're still going to throw it. Oh, and he's bringing him off the edge. He breaks one, somehow gets two out of that. It was a big-time play there. Alex Williams, his 14th tackle as they hurried up now. It's a 3rd and 8. UNLV drops back. Brooks dumps that short. Can he get there? No. Richie Lester is short. So game on the line, hurrying it up here. Don't count out the run. 4th and 1, they need it. He's going to take off, and he gets it! What a play from Brett Brooks. Taking the game into his own hands. The drive is alive. 20 seconds left, they need a touchdown. Not sure what they're doing here. They're going to spike it. Took them a little bit there. So 16 seconds left. They still have that timeout. So I'd say about 3 or 4 plays to the end zone now. Can still use the middle of the field if you desperately need to. Shotgun. Man in motion, that's Mason, the very good tight end from last season. He's going to pass block. Dumps that short. That is just not a great play. You got to give yourself more of a chance. You can't use your timeout on that one. That's just a young starter there. So 25 yards away, 13 seconds left. Can UNLV come up with a miracle? Brooks floats. That's a first. And that's going to be about 12. They got to hurry it up now. 8 seconds left, folks. The clock does stop. They might have 1 or 2 plays left. Is he going to snap it? 1 play remaining, folks. Oh boy, Georgia Tech went to the ACC Championship last year, struggling with UNLV today. From the 12, can UNLV walk it off here in Atlanta? Shotgun. Brooks. Short. Can he get there? No! 000. McLeod is short. Georgia Tech survives. UNLV is crushed once again. Oh my God. Legendary tackle is right. And you can't help but think if the quarterback would have just gotten those spikes off just a little bit faster. What a game here as Georgia Tech gets the no cover. Holy Toledo, what a game. And just because we got plenty of time today, let's re-enter this highlight. When I saw this go short, I was like, oh no. But it was just a slant. He's open. Beautiful. And then Mark McLeod, your best receiver, you got to get to the end zone. And look at that. 4 men in on the tackle. And who's the safety? Is this the SFA player? Hugo Heacock, the new Free safety for Georgia Tech is really the man who makes the play. I could see him, falling over that linebacker and getting into the end zone. Heacock does not let it happen. Holy smokes. What a game. So we'll take a look here. It was, Clayton Tune doing his thing really through the air today. Georgia Tech survived. Sometimes you just got to get lucky. As Brett Brooks, man, had a great debut. Rushing the ball, he led in rushing attempts. DeMarcus McKenzie. Chris Mason had a touchdown. Blankenship had a touchdown. Vladislav with 12 pancakes, the new left tackle of the future, the meaty man. And on defense, Ubaldo Kingsbury had 3 TFLs. Randall Baker had 2. So while it's a disappointing loss, Cryo, I honestly think you should be stoked. Just like a similar situation to Wyoming, the way you played in this game, a game where you were expected to be so bad. Yeah, I'm It's Clayton Tune, man, the 92 overall sophomore, 16 for 26. Great day for him. Hardy actually led you guys in rushing. Juice Riggs only had 4. Tech Sergeant. Chris Harris, the redshirt senior, left end. Brian Brewster got a sack. Deflections. Yeah, that was a great game. So we've already had some instant classics here in week 1. Still plenty to come, as we're only 5 games in. We still got a full normal BearCave slate. We're already an hour into the stream. So Clayton Tune's your player of the game. All right, so next up, who's going to follow that act is we've got, now it's Army at Buffalo. All right, so we've got, so this is where our BearCave props begin here. We got Army, the Coach MZ, taking on Buffalo, number 7 in the country. Both Buffalo and East Carolina are still very good this season, but they're just not as good as you would have expect them to be after, a full off season, right? Both got poached a little bit through the transfer portal, as we got Army and Buffalo. Buffalo's only a 6-point favorite today. The over-under for this game is 45.5, and then we're looking for Ruddy Rogers rushing yards. Can you get over or under 60? So Coach MZ, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive as we get it going here. And this is where the big games kind of begin. Largest opening BearCave in SFA history. As we are up in Buffalo, one of the longest home winning streaks in the country. I think this might be the best. Buffalo decides they're going to take the ball. New look Buffalo team a little bit. Quick touchdown for Buffalo, but Army gets one back. They get another. Buffalo gets a field goal. Go to the second quarter now. And Buffalo kind of doing what they always do, except the defense actually giving up a little bit more than normal. Oh boy, it looks like they are losing as we enter the second half. And oh man, Buffalo is a 2-score deficit, but they get back in. Normally we see, low-scoring games. The Buffalo defense kind of, chokes you out a little bit, but not today. Army is reeling, but Buffalo takes the lead. So we got a little over 4 minutes. Could we see a massive upset here? Remember, we jumping at that 2-minute mark as it's an interception for Buffalo. So Army desperately needs a stop now. As we get a 1st and 10 for Buffalo right at the 2-minute mark. So Army needs a stop. Currently a Buffalo no cover. Can they get it done? The over definitely hit now. This is a new running back. As Omari Dunn didn't progress that well, they have a new starting running back who progressed a little bit better. Army also gets Scooter Burdette back, the left outside linebacker that got hurt for the entire year in week 1 last year. 2nd and 6 now. This is going to be a keeper. And that's Sean Hill. He gets 13. So Army has to start calling those timeouts here. Inside the 35. Safety coming on down. They're going to just hand it off here, and gets about 6 from Ricky Whitaker. Second and 4, split backs. Omari Dunn back on the field. Another handoff here out wide. This time he goes backwards. The SFA player unable. Terrence Jennings, have yourself a day. 12 tackles, 2 TFLs. So 3rd and 5. Here's a chance for Army to get off the field. Chance for them to get the ball back. Army was 1 win away from the playoff last season when they lost to App State in the AAC championship game. Split backs for Buffalo, so they're going to let this clock run. Sean Hill. First down, wins the game. It's going to be a handoff to Dunn to the corner, and he goes nowhere. It's Terrence Jennings again. A beautiful play. So 4th and 8, they are going to go for it here, as they're going to be able to run the clock out. But Army still has a chance. If they can get a stop, they'll have about, 15 seconds left. Never say never. We saw that App State Army game last season in top 3 play of the year. The Army Yam from Jeremy Silva. So Buffalo currently on a no cover. Let's see if Sean Hill can convert. He's going to be taking off. Oh, he cuts inside, but he stumbles. Sean Hill goes down. Army takes over. He had the first down in his grasp, and then the turf monster said no. So 21 seconds left, no timeouts, 81 yards needed. You're going to hand this off to Ruddy Rogers, and that goes nowhere. Not sure why you're running the ball with 14 seconds left. That's good. 1 play left. What are we doing? So Ruddy Rogers hits the over. This is the last play of the game, it seems, unless they throw it, which they do. And this is a new quarterback, Andy Gatewood. So I guess they had a new, better quarterback here. So Andy Gatewood, maybe Silva got injured. I thought he was still back. Well, we'll have to see. So 3rd and 10, 4 seconds left. Can we see a miracle? Nice block there. He yams it deep. He hits him, but he goes down. If TJ Sanderson would have caught that, he would still be running. But Eric Montoya was the one who came down with it. The transfer from Oklahoma. And he's unable to win the game. I just want to see how close TJ Sanderson was to catching that, because he literally was like out of a cannon. So the dreads is TJ Sanderson, the SFA player. If Sanderson catches that, he is gone. Look how much separation he had. Billy Zoots makes the tackle. Oh, they should have given it to Montoya. Unbelievable. All right, so let's take a look at the scoring summary. So this is going to be a Buffalo no cover today. So another top-ranked team going, these ACC teams being brought to the wire by the G5. So it's the ACC on a bit of a crumble fest. Yeah, no, it looks like Andy Gatewood is their starter, the freshman. Ruddy Rogers, 78. And that's what happens, folks, when you don't pay attention to the server, Coach MZ hasn't really been around. Missed all of the transfer portal, chance to get better. We had FAU cover Southern Miss stun Fresno State in double OT, or triple OT, I think. San Diego State shocked Notre Dame. We had Oklahoma State throttle Temple, and then Georgia Tech survived UNLV on a last-second play at the 1. Yeah, Missouri lost. That was a tough one. I saw that. I was like, damn. It's Quentin Winston, man. His senior year is a beast. And then Buffalo, Sean Hill, the senior quarterback, 2 TDs, 1 interception. Ricky Whitaker, the new running back, had a decent day. Dembele, C.C. Schuster. Wong with 8 pancakes. Thrash Daniels with 11. 3 TFLs from Kevin Whitmore, the transfer. Interception from Landon Ryan. 2 deflections, big-time day. Darius Pendleton had a fumble as well, so that is going to do it here. Exactly, man. That's what it's all about, especially in the non-conference for G5. 1, it's awesome if you can get a win, because then that's a feather in your cap. You're going to get, the benefit of the doubt in the ratings, or, if the power rankings in your conference, right, based on your out-of-conference. But just gives you a lot of hope for the season, rather than just getting, destroyed by 30 points. But remember, folks, it is only week 1. It's a long season, 12 games. You only need to win 7 of them. As we continue on in week 1 BearCave, the biggest batch in SFA history, as we've got, oh boy, folks, I don't think you're ready for the debut. So, Coach McNasty, if you're here, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive, as we got Cincinnati on the board, and the debut of a Bourbon Boozin, the 7-foot running back. We'll see if we get any action from him today. Heads or tails, kick or receive. For Cincinnati, they are a 9-point favorite. Remember, TCU is coming off back-to-back playoffs, but they lost pretty much their entire, offensive, their offense. Dalen Barnes, SFA player, is back. 48.8 or 48.5 is the over-under here. And we're looking for a Bourbon Boozin touchdown. Will we see one? Yes, sir. If you don't want ads, consider using your Twitch Prime. It's free, and you help fund the next generation, or the next national championship, not generational talent. All right, Cincinnati. Here we go. Keely Radix, Bourbon Boozin, Ike, Wishbone, and company, and they are down 7 now, early to TCU. On the road, never easy. TCU heavily disrespected by everybody this season. Mango left. JT Redwine left, and oh my God! 17-10.5. We thought Cincinnati is supposed to be the best G5 team this season. Maybe outside, Coastal Carolina. But they're struggling with TCU. Thanks, Mango, for the sub. Watching your former team go crazy. As Cincinnati, they get a touchdown and a nice stop there. So we're going to go one play at a time. This is looking a bit close here. Can they put him away? Oh, man, Paul Richards is in. Did Bourbon Boozin go down with injury? Here we go. We jump in on the goal line. Can Cincinnati, can they finish the job? No 7-footer. Bourbon Boozin is not in the game. Richards. He stumbles inside. Second and goal. No Bourbon on the field. That just feels bad, man. The 7-footer must have went out with an injury. Second and goal. Handoff to Richards. And he can't get in. Please, somebody force Bourbon in. We want to see the 7-footer. Third and goal. Handoff to Richards, and he gets in there. Touchdown, Cincinnati. That's what we're calling Cincinnati this year. All right, so we're going back up 2 scores, so we're going to sim. So Cincinnati with a big-time second half. We'll see if TCU can get back into this game. And they do! They get a long touchdown to Fuller, and they're going to go for 2 here. Interesting call to make it down 6. Not sure why they're going for 2, but, you know. The new quarterback, Guerrero. He has plenty of time. He steps up. He's going to take off. Can he get there? Yes, he does! Bang! Josh Guerrero runs it in. They're down 6. But they need the onside kick. The SFA kicker kicks it. Ted Bonowitz, and it's recovered! Jonathan Hill. So Keely Radix with the new coach, Coach McNasty, coaching his first game. He's brought San Diego State to a playoff. He brought Michigan State to a national championship appearance. Looking to bring Cincinnati to the promised land. And he caps it off with a win over a team that made the playoff 2 years in a row on their home turf. A big-time win as the clock hits 000. Cincinnati wins. It is a no-cover, but they got the job done. A lot of no-covers here. We're on a no-cover streak. We had Georgia Tech no-cover. We had Buffalo no-cover and Cincinnati no-cover. Keely Radix, but now the world has to wait and see what happened to Bourbon Boozin. Remember the injury history with Binks McBurnfinger. But Bourbon Boozin, he's not supposed to be injury prone. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but another injury I'm waiting to hear on is it looked like Fedro Bautista over at SMU might have left the game early. So I'm not sure if he got injured either. So definitely don't want to see injuries, especially to freshmen or any SFA player. Believe me, the house is not rigged. As Anthony Cross, the SFA player, does get a touchdown. And I'm not seeing it, folks. I do not see a touchdown for Bourbon Boozin. Unbelievable. Keely Radix, though, he is an upperclassman now. 22 of 34. And Boozin, he went 17 attempts. He was doing his thing, and he got injured. He got 68 yards. But Richards came in and gave himself a decent day. So Peter Richards, man, he might be okay. Hopefully, there's not a lot of missed time there for Boozin. He also got 2 catches. And on defense, Piene Litton, the freshman All-American, the 5'5" guy, got 9 tackles today. He also got 3 TFLs. So a big-time win here for McNasty in his first career game at Cincinnati. Yes, sir, Tribe. We got a bunch of brand new emotes, including the On Your Dome emote. And we also got the Yam emote as well. And yeah, McNasty, this is what happens. His players get injured and he just chugs out victories. Keely Radix, though, bringing it in. So we'll have to wait for tomorrow to see what the injury is, if there is one. Yeah, Squinton Winston had a career game. He must have gotten LASIK in the offseason for his senior year. All right, next game up, folks, is we're starting to get to the big ones. We got Pittsburgh and Colorado. So, Coach Crew, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And this is really it for the year. This is Jaws Patterson last hope for Pitt. They have a great foundation. Can they compete in the ACC this year? Last year, they were doing well. And then for Colorado, this is the debut of Champ Bloomers. So, Coach Crew, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Let me see if there was a... don't see a uniform request here. No. But if you're betting on this game, This game is 7-point favorite for Pittsburgh. We've got Colorado over under 48.5. And we're looking at Champ Bloomers. In his first game, will he have over under 249.50? Coach Schwartz, can he get it done? So we are here in the greatest stadium in all of sports, Folsom Field. I absolutely love this stadium. Jaws Patterson coming on in his senior year. So we're going to go heads and kick here, folks. Remember, guys, we're getting right into all the big-time matchups, and then we still have the New Heights Classic on deck a little later on this evening. Who is going to get a big-time non-conference victory? Colorado opens the scoring at home. No score for Pittsburgh. 10-0 for Colorado, but here comes Pitt. They get another one. Remember, Pitt also has Kennard Shorts, the transfer from Penn State, the running back, the former Georgia running back as well. It's 14-17-0, 17-17. We've got a back-and-forth matchup here as we head to the fourth quarter, folks. Next possession gets nothing. Next possession gets nothing. We're going to go. We got an interception now in Ward. I'm not sure who Ward is. Is that so? Is Champ Bloomers hurt? Getting injuries all over the place here. Fourth down. And they add a field goal for Pitt. All right, so they get it done. But yeah, Ward is in. I do not see Champ Bloomers. That is not good. As it's fourth down now. Are they going to kick a field goal? No, they go for it and they get it on 4th and 5. And here we go. First and goal. Can Colorado take the lead? That is not Champ Bloomers, folks. That is the backup. First and goal. Blue Jackson, the SFA player on the left-hand side, in the slot. We saw this team on game day last year. They were exhilarating. We got quick option. That goes nowhere. Vinny Vaughn does nothing. One of the best linebacker cores in the country. You're not going to do that on them. Second and goal. Pitt desperately trying to save this game. Oh, what a move from Vinny Vaughn. And he gets about 3. Coach Crew, he's locked in. At the 10, third and goal. Colorado is 1 for 15 on third down today. Unbelievable. Third and goal. It's going to be a throw. And they get to him! Brian Ward is sacked. What a hit from the linebacker. So the field goal to tie this game up is going to be 32 yards from left hash. Colorado on the backup quarterback. The kick is up, and it is good for Colorado. So Jaws Patterson has to take the field with Kennard Shorts, Keontae Duckett, Corbin Hodges. Pitt is back for a return here. Oh, they get a block. There they go. Down the sideline. Gets to the 50. Robert Palmer. What a return for the depth running back. A beautiful start here now for Jaws Patterson, one of the most famous quarterbacks in the SFA. Hand off to Kennard Shorts, and he gets nothing. Remember, Colorado does have SFA players on each level. Jamal Dunlap in the middle. J.P. Melton at linebacker. Wolf Shitten in the back. They dump that one off short. That doesn't do much. 3rd and 7. There's Robbie Reese, the Alabama transfer. Patterson up to 191. 3rd and 7. Jaws. He delivers a strike. Oh, it's almost picked. Jaws, who's a notoriously safe passer, Almost put that one in the worst possible spot. Trying to find Robbie Reese, the Alabama transfer. You guys know he caught that tipped Hail Mary in the playoff against Illinois. So Colorado's going to get a chance to win the game. That goes out the back of the end zone. Coach Schwartz, remember, he's not coaching his first game, but I have to remake a lot of your coaches when I do roster changes, so you'll see this pop up for a lot of you guys. Obviously, it's not your first year. It's just I had to reset your coach. But 20-20. Pittsburgh was the favorite. It was a 7-point spread. Colorado on a backup quarterback. Can they get it done? They have all 3 timeouts. They're not going to take one here. So are they satisfied going to OT? Brian Ward looks like he's played the majority of the game. 13 seconds left. Give me the last play of regulation. May not even snap it here. They do. Brian Ward, he has time. Just delivers that out wide. See what Blue Jackson can do. He doesn't do much. So we're headed to OT, folks, for the 2nd time on this stream. The 4th time in week 1. Thanks, Wind, for the subscription. Shout out to you. Great showing today by our boys in from Laramie. All right, so as always, if you're not here in the stream, I go heads and defense for you in overtime as well. Here we go. Colorado comes out first. And Brian Ward, we'll see if he can lead them to a victory here. Week 1, there's a dot. And they spin inside the 10. There's Hicks. Oh boy, you can feel it. This is a massive win for both these teams. Both these teams have been hovering around the middle of their division for a couple of years. They're both looking to break out, get to that upper echelon, compete for the title. These non-conference victories are massive, and what a tackle there from Art Sandat. The SFA player, he was buried on this depth chart for a while. He had some great progression this offseason, finally in a starting role, and looking to make a play. 2nd and goal now. 5 wide. Blue Jackson in the slot. Ward. He takes off. Ward. And he's not going to get there. A sack there. They get to him before he gets past the D-line. So 3rd and goal. From the 10 yet again. Very similar situation to the end of the half. They stopped him to the field goal. 3rd and goal. Give me a screen. Vinny Vaughn, and it starts Sandat blowing it up. Colorado has to settle. So they bring out the field goal unit. Similar distance, a 32-yarder yet again. The kick is up, and it is good for Colorado. We know this game went to overtime. Iowa State got a big-time victory today. That is a massive non-con for another Big 12 team. And now, Pittsburgh, a touchdown wins the game. We saw him walk it off against Notre Dame in triple overtime last year with a Jaws Patterson 25-yard run. Can they do it again? Gonna be Jaws Patterson. There he goes. Jaws, and he's tripped up by Jamal Dunlap, the SFA player. Art Sandat, number 99, and Jamal Dunlap, 99, are taking over this OT. Both nose tackles are going crazy. Patterson yet again. Corbin Hodges on the field. Handoff. Kennard Shorts gets to the outside. He turns the corner. He gets a block. Kennard inside the 5. The Penn State running back looking to walk it off for Pitt. 1st and goal inside the 5. A touchdown wins the game for Pittsburgh. Patterson fakes the handoff. He's going to throw it. There goes Jaws. He keeps it. Touchdown, Pitt. Patterson walks it off. Pitt goes to 1-0. The Folsom Field crowd is silent. drive home safely, warm up the bus. Pitt wins it. It's a no cover for Pitt, but Clutie Bolton got that critical sack. And we get a 4th straight no cover. Some unbelievable games so far today. This is delivering as we are about an hour and 30 into this stream. We still got plenty of games to go. Hope you guys are enjoying it. As always, it wouldn't be wouldn't be a live stream if DH Baller wasn't trying to promote himself. All right, so let's take a look at the stats. Robbie Reese got himself a touchdown. Jaws Patterson, 20 of 34, 191, 1 TD. Kennard Shorts, his debut. He got over 100 yards, but Patterson yoinked both touchdowns. Keontae Duckett leads the receptions. Robbie Reese and Corbin Hodges getting some run today. Big-time games today from all these SFA players. Max Lester having himself a good game. And Clutie Bolton, he gets himself 2 sacks today. Interception from Jerron Hunter. A couple of forced fumbles. Great game. A big win for Pittsburgh. And then what happened? Champ Bloomers only threw 8 passes today, folks. Oh, no. What happened? 45 yards, and then Brian Ward came in, the redshirt senior. Nice that they have a backup that they can lean on at least a bit. We'll have to wait and see what happens to Champ Bloomers. So definitely some interesting developments here today as Blue Jacks only got 5 receptions. J.P. Melton led them in tackles. The SFA player, Jamal Dunlap. And then we only got 1 sack. Reggie Lewis, no interceptions. A lot of deflections here today. And that will do it here from Folsom. All right, yeah, we got some big-time games coming up. Some big-time debuts and a couple that we just missed, unfortunately, with Clutie Bolton injury and Bourbon Boozin', but that's okay. We'll definitely see them later down the line. But Pitt gets that no cover. Next game up is Arizona at number 3, Oklahoma. The team that nobody thought was beatable. They were 13-0, number 1 seed last season, and they got thumped by Texas A&M and Rex Beavers. Can Jay Jettas come back this season with a brand new look offense? We've got Arizona and Oklahoma. Cam, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as you are the away team. It is a 10-point favorite for Oklahoma. And the over-under for this game is 66.5. We're expecting a big one, and we're looking for Gus McFeeters. Will he score 2 touchdowns today? Tails and kick. All right, so Arizona, new coach. The breakout coach from Akron goes down to Tucson. Tries to take over and rebuild this program after the Legion of Dread era, after the Josh Gamara era. Remember, folks, cast your Hall of Fame votes. It's in the announcements, the ballot. Want to make sure you guys get your votes in. Yeah, what I press on the stream isn't correct. That's just whatever user I am. So like I'm Utah right now. Yeah, it goes by whatever your coach is. So we wanted tails and kick. All right, here we go. We're in Oklahoma, in Norman. They are not number 1 this year. They're number 3. Start out 7-0. Remember, they got a new quarterback, the true freshman, Brent Favre. And McFeeters gets a 50-yarder. So up 14-0 here already. But a long touchdown from Arizona. 21-7. And it's staying that way. 28-7. Come on, Arizona. Hang in there. Hang in there, Arizona. Oh, it's not looking good. The Arizona offense unable to do much here. Down 28 in the fourth quarter. They get one back. It's going to be a tough road. Can they climb back into it? No, Oklahoma looks like they are here to stay. And that is going to do it here from week 1. 42-14. That is an Oklahoma cover. So the scoring summary, Dinkins got a touchdown. McFeeters, he got 2 more. Jackson got himself a run. McFeeters had 4 touchdowns today. Todd Honey got another. Chad Harris, the junior quarterback, 7 of 18, 62 yards. Not going to do much against this team. Andre Jackson, the running back, doing pretty well. Receiving, just not a lot going on. Scotland, the Team of the Year player, gave up a sack today. He only gave up 1 sack all of last season. Couple of sacks. Interception from Javon Lewis. And Oklahoma, this is the stat line from Brent Favre, the 6'10", 200-pound quarterback. He had 17 of 29, 238, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And running the ball, it was all McFeeters today. Cheddar Biscuits had 10 carries. Only 4 carries here for Favre. Wild Goose had a carry. And then receiving-wise, McFeeters, Wild Goose, Honey, Biscuits, Dinkins. And George Payne, he moved to middle linebacker. Got some TFLs here. Phil May, Jason Brown. No interceptions. Deflections. Couple of fumbles. Robracker brought one in. He does start it right outside linebacker. I did make that change for you, Jay Jettas. Let me rub your forehead. What the heck? I'm excited for football too, man, but I'm not sure about rubbing my forehead. Guess you gotta rub it for good luck, right? All right, players of the game. It's McFeeters and Robacker, so he missed his entire freshman year due to injury last year. Great game today. And Gus McFeeters. Is McFeeters looking to have a potentially a Heisman caliber season? I don't know. A good start. All right, folks, as we continue on here in the historic Week 1 Bear Cave. Next up is we've got Ohio State and Coastal Carolina. Oh, baby, this is a big-time game. The debut. The debut of Grant Davis and Teal. So, Coach Trog, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. We'll hop on board with you today. This is a 7-point favorite for Ohio State. After a down year, they're hoping to get right back into things. This is a 70.5 over-under. And we're looking for a Grant Davis rushing touchdown today, folks. So I do not see him, so we're just going to go Grant Davis. 6'4", 205, the man who led LSU to the semifinal and transferred to Coastal Carolina to take over for C.J. Irons. Now, Coastal is looking to hear their name called for Bryce Beers a little later on tonight, but we will not know the result of that until after today's game. So, Grant Davis, can he take down the mighty Ohio State? Quick touchdown. Another quick touchdown. Coastal. Remember, Coastal Carolina has a top 5 quarterback in the country and the best running back in the country in A.J. Samuel. Now, they did lose some of their offensive talent, and their defense is completely trash. 28-21, 31-21. Ohio State trying to battle back. This is going to be a good one, folks. Hoffman trying. Flowens is back for them as well. Coastal, they take a 10-point lead. Come on, Coastal. We're going to go one play at a time. They're up 10. They got to get a stop. Ohio State is driving. Negative yards. 41 yards for Nelson. That is not what you want to see. And there it is, the touchdown to Hill. This is the Coastal we know and love. But with Grant Davis, is this a new era? Not with CJ choke job Irons. But they go 3 and out. Oh boy, and they're going to have to punt it. So here we go, folks. Ohio State down 3. They lost by 1 point against North Carolina in week 1 last year. And they lose to another Carolina-type team. This is Hoffman, the new quarterback, and he goes down in the backfield. Despite being lower rated than most defenses, they do have some standout players. They've got DeMar Moon and Percy Lockhart at linebacker. They got Dino Laverne in the backfield as well at safety. 2nd and 10, Terrell Flowens in the slot. Over the middle, and that is a catch and a hit. Terrell Flowens only gets about 3. Clock is running. They still have all 3 timeouts. 3rd and 7. They also have a new starting running back. Dallas Johnson is no longer there. As Hoffman takes off. Can he get there? Yes, he does. Vincent Hoffman, he was the backup to Lance Malone before he transferred last season. And now he is the starter. He is very mobile. As Yam this to the corner, and they're going to give him the catch. Mark Williams gets 21. So, minute 19 left here. Will we get to see a Grant Davis attempt game winner? Ohio State across 50. They were down 10 just a couple of minutes ago. Throws this one away is Vincent Hoffman. He played very well when Lance Malone went down with an injury midway through the season last year. When Ohio State started to pop back off after starting, I believe, 2 and 3. 2nd and 10 now. Ohio State dumps that short, and a nice tackle there. Joel Bell only gets -1 yards. So a 3rd and 11 now here as they take their first time out. Minute 5, they want to talk about it. It's an Ohio State team that's trying to get back to the days of season 9, 10, and 11. They went to 3 straight national championships. Thanks for the sub, Cryo again, as we get a blitz. Oh, and he hits him hard. They call that an incompletion. And Ohio State now has to go for it. Cryo is a beast. Thank you, Cryo. Fourth and 11. And it's going to be a blitz. He gets there again. Turnover on downs. Coastal may just win this one. No one gave him a chance. There's not been anybody shut out on BearCave today. As you get victory formation from Grant Davis, he is going to have to run at least one play, it seems. That is not victory formation, hopefully. We want to see Grant Davis, A.J. Samuel in the backfield. We love Coastal Carolina here in the SFA. And how about this? An upset over Ohio State and potentially getting the generational talent later tonight. It could be all teal today, folks. 3rd and 14. They are just going to go to victory formation, and they will just punt it right back. So Ohio State will get the ball back with about 14 seconds left. Week 1, folks, this will be our first upset if it holds. Like our first massive upset since the San Diego State game. We've had a lot of close ones, though. Yes, week 1 of the SFA is always so much fun. Oh, yeah, after a down year for Ohio State last year, now losing to Coastal week 1, this is the no good. This is a 7-point Ohio State favorite. They angle this to the corner. Oh, what a punt! An all-star punt from Coastal. Unbelievable. Bang, out at the 5. 95 yards needed for Ohio State. 11 seconds left. Hoffman over the middle. He hits his man. 4. No timeouts. They got to hurry it up. Last play of the game. 1st and 10. Game on the line. They got to go 80 or 75 yards. And they don't even get it off. Coastal wins. The upset's complete. Grant Davis is 1-0. Bang! Grant Davis putting the world on Heisman watch. You thought CJ Irons was good? Watch out. Grant Davis, the transfer from LSU, comes in for 1 year and 1 year only to try and get Coastal to the CFP. He got him to the semifinals last season. Now can he bring Coastal to the promised land? 38-35. Coastal wins outright. What a game. And in a matchup that had the over-under at 70.5, the over still hits. You always bet the over when Coastal Carolina is coming out to play, folks. What a result. As Ohio State debuted number 11 in the polls. Might have been a little bit high. A little brand bias there, as per usual. We'll see how high Coastal climbs. They were the highest ranked G5. They had Cincinnati right behind them, number 20. So we'll see. But they beat Ohio State. So let's take a look at the scoring summary. And Grant Davis to Brooks. Oh boy, learn the name. Grant Davis, an 80-yarder. A.J. Samuel as well. Grant Davis, 20 of 27, 3 TDs, 289. Rushing the ball, and only 97 yards for A.J. Samuel. Morris Brooks, the senior, is looking great. Tim Berry. DeMar Moon gets 8. He gets a sack as well. He gets a bunch of TFLs. Only 2 sacks. No interceptions. And for Ohio State, Vincent Hoffman, 254, 2 TDs, only 58% completion percentage. And the new running back for Ohio State, 114, 3 touchdowns, averaging 6.7. Very, very good. Great upside there for Ohio State. And Flowens gets 37 yards. On defense, a couple of TFLs. No sacks on Grant Davis. No interceptions. Unable to touch him. They did get a fumble here. And that will do it. So the first shocker, I would say, of the day is Coastal Carolina taking down Ohio State on the teal turf. Yeah, we know Coastal is fine against everybody else, but they gotta beat Wandale Hootie this season. Bang for CCU. All right. As we continue on, folks, we've got next up is a great one, a great user game, Auburn and Florida State. So Coach Cabbage taking on Coach Jackie Moon. And as we all know, folks, Florida State is by far the most entertaining team in BearCave history, arguably SFA history. Everything they touch is an absolute banger. This is a 4-point favorite for Auburn on the road. Bit of SEC bias there, I'd imagine. Over under here is 56.5, and we are looking for a Jamie Breckenridge interceptions, over under 0.5. So will he throw an interception? We do not know. We got to take a look. Traditional unis, garnet shirt, gold pants, garnet helmets. All right, so he wants the garnet helmets. I guess that's these ones. And yes, so this is the debut of Jamie Breckenridge over at Florida State. And yes, Rick, shout out to Rick for cooking up a fantastic Season 15 schedule already. We've had some great opening round games, and we've got some beautiful ones coming. But yeah, so it's heads and tails, kick or receive. He wants heads and receive. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I literally pressed it right before I saw your message. You said garnet. Isn't garnet red? Well, we got the rain going. Alfonso Jackson, they redshirted Bob Rubshaw, the 5-star freshman. So he wants heads and receive on the road, and he doesn't get it. He'll still get the ball. So this is a big-time matchup, man. Jamie Breckenridge, how will he do? No score yet here in the first in the rain. Probably the running game. We got Travion Burner, Brandon Price on one side, 7-7 now. Auburn driving. They take a lead. Go close to halftime. Auburn extends it to 2 scores. Come on, Florida State. Can they pull back into this? Yes, they do. And they get another one. No, they get a field goal. So as we head to the fourth quarter, we're going to go possession by possession. It's back to 2 scores. We can't jump in quite yet. The defense is coming up clutch, though. Jamie Breckenridge, what can he do? And it is a 3 and out. The defense has to find a stop here. Can they get the stop? Yes, they do. But they go for it. Oh. And that may just do it here. Auburn takes down Florida State potentially. We're going to go one play at a time, obviously. I don't jump in till it's 2 scores. And we get an interception. Jamie Breckenridge. And that is going to do it here in week 1 for Jackie Moon. Auburn takes the lead. 35-17. As Kofi Garnett, the SFA player, gets a opening touchdown, and then Brandon Browning gets a 94-yard banger. Price, Griffin, and then Burner, and they just couldn't find a way. So only 10 offensive points for Florida State today. Alfonso Jackson, 12 of 21, 3 touchdowns today, 1 interception. Brandon Price, he gets 155. Kofi Garnett, the SFA player, his first career game, he gets 2 for 30. And on defense, we've got Keon Beachcastle getting 7 tackles. No sacks. Interception today was Blake Powell, so he had the 1 interception. A couple of deflections, a lot of deflections actually. A fumble. And then we'll take a look here at Florida State. Jamie Breckenridge, the transfer for Wyoming. He goes 8 for 25. No way. 8 for 25, the transfer from Wyoming. That is not going to win you football in the ACC. And does Jackie Moon have something to... Oh, man, does he give him another chance? Like... Trayvon Burner had a great debut. He had 126 with a touchdown. Drake Eklund, the senior, gets 10 tackles. A lot of TFLs here. Spreading the love. The interception from Joel Everett. Couple of deflections. No fumbles. Oh, dear. So, as always, folks, you know, you think you got something fixed in the offseason, and then week 1, it brings you back to reality. Brian Browning, player of the game here. And that is an Auburn cover, folks. So we haven't gotten into a game here in a little bit. We're on a bit of a streak. That is an Auburn cover. So just a quick recap for you guys if you haven't been here. We start out with Florida Atlantic beating Akron by a lot with a cover. Southern Miss beat Fresno State in overtime. San Diego State shocked Notre Dame. We had Oklahoma State cover against Temple. Georgia Tech no cover against UNLV. That game came down to the last play. Buffalo survived Army, beat them by a point. Cincinnati no covered TCU. Pitt beat Colorado in overtime. We had Oklahoma cover against Arizona. We had Coastal Carolina end up beating Ohio State. And we had Auburn covering Florida State on the road. So as we continue on here, folks, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 games left here, and we're going to Baylor, Michigan. So, Flame, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. Is Baylor back, or do they need a couple more years? We got this used to be Baylor versus TCU. Now it is Flame versus Mango over at Michigan. Combining both of Flame's rivals. This is the bum matchup we've seen time and time again. So, Flame, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 2-point favorite for Baylor. We've got a over-under of 57.5. And we're looking for Renner Hornbeak total tackles, the linebacker that followed from TCU over to Michigan. Michigan had one hell of a transfer portal class as well. They're starting secondary pretty much. Their safeties are new. Linebacker. Some offensive help. And then looking for jerseys here. Silver helmet, modern white jersey, silver pants. So we're going silvers this year. Do we have the silver helmet? There's gold. I don't know if we have silver. Oh, yeah, we do. Interesting. Interesting. I like the combo. Obviously, Michigan doing their thing. All right, heads or tails, kick or receive, Flame? I don't see him, so if he doesn't show up, it is heads and kick like normal. Very even matchup here on paper. The question for Michigan is, will they be ready will they be ready to take over with immediately year 1, or for Flame as well? Sorry, had to return a work text. Yui, thanks for the sub. All right, here we go. Heads and kick. Here we go in the bum matchup here in Ann Arbor. 7-0 for Baylor. Michigan adds 1, 10-7. This one's going to be a good one. 10-13, 20-10, down 2 scores for Michigan. They got to figure out something here. Not a lot of offense happening here today. Baylor goes up 3 scores. Is Flame back? Oh, baby, folks, this could be a big news. And that's an interception in the end zone. A shocker here in Ann Arbor. 34-10. The onside kick is recovered, and that will do it, folks. 34-16. Niall Sheethers, the SFA player, gets a touchdown. Weber gets one. Sheethers gets two more. Oh, baby. Niall Sheethers breakout today. Clinton Sanders, we saw him in practice yesterday. He didn't look too great, but he played well today. 300 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception. Rushing the ball, Niall Sheethers gets 149, and he gets a TD. DJ Weber gets 98 and a touchdown. Couple of sacks. Interception from Brady Davis. And then Michigan, you get James Love, 15-38. Greg Rogers, the new running back here. I think for Michigan, I mean, they got to focus this season on getting offensive playmakers. The transfer portal was all about helping the defense, as Renner Hornbeak does get his over. So the defense seems fine, even though they gave up 34. But they got to get something going on offense here. They got an interception here. Forced fumble. And that will do it here. Another shocking result. Even though Baylor was higher rated, based on how Michigan played and how they've been the last couple of years, I thought Michigan probably had a good chance of winning. But that goes down as a Baylor cover. All right, 3 games left in BearCave, and then we still got the New Heights Classic. And remember, folks, as always, all the VODs are on YouTube later tonight, as well as highlight videos later tomorrow for game day. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're at 338 subscribers, almost to 500. That's what we're looking for. And next up is we've got a very fun matchup. Obviously, all of these are great matchups in week 1, but this one especially, as you've got the transfer portal machine, Coach Sirlaxis Brio, debuting at number 4 in the polls, going up against Washington with a brand new quarterback. Washington's made the playoff quite a few times in the last 5 years, but they've got freshman quarterback Tehun Okamoto starting. He is, for some of you old heads, more of a D. Dowist type of a player. So, Sirlaxis Brio, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as this is a 7-point favorite for North Carolina. 50.5 over under. And we're looking for Javon Ohio Sachs, the transfer from North Texas. Will he bring one in? So here we go. We only got a couple of games left here in week 1. Welcome in, Dog Water. We got some of the big meaty matchups coming. We still got Tennessee, Nebraska on slate. We've still got the defending national champion East Carolina Pirates coming in. So here we go. Yui, welcome in. So North Carolina, are they at the top of the ACC this year? We've already seen some ACC teams kind of crumble today, as it's 14-7. We saw Georgia Tech and Buffalo both struggle. We saw Florida State lose. So is North Carolina going to take over this conference? It's 24-7. Tehun Okamoto not looking too great in his opening debut. See, can they bring this one back? Doesn't look like it. Washington getting stomped. Remember, folks, freshman quarterbacks don't oftentimes. So we get a blocked field goal. 46 yards, no good. Nothing going right for the Washington Huskies. Yes, Sid Nash was their captain. 40-7, North Carolina. And that is going to do it. North Carolina with the cover. Oh my. Thunderbird. It was all UNC. We got The 1 run from Thorne. What a game here for Sir Brio. Maybe the transfer portal is the way to go. They got Josh Garrett. Great day for him. Brock Thunderbird was a transfer. Now, Jaron Mullins, his first game didn't really do much. Thunderbird had 100 on the ground. Jameson LaCasa, SFA player. Muffy Breastfeeder, his first game in 4 pancakes. Did give up a sack. Broussard was a transfer. No sack for Javon Ohio today. 1 interception for Eric Freeman. Couple of deflections. Javon Ohio did get a fumble, though. And for Washington, Tehun Akamoto, same, actually, this is a better stat line than Jamie Breckenridge. I'm so sorry, Jackie Moon, but Tehun Akamoto, more of a runner. Not a great day for him. And on defense, and before we go farther, I got to see what Daryl Bain did. Unfortunately, Daryl Bain, he got 1 reception. This sucks, dude. His senior year is going to he's just going to get no production with Tehun Akamoto. All right, so there we have it. So 2 games left, folks. And we got a couple with some massive implications. These could be games that are like where we're splitting hairs in with resumes later on in the year. Go back to these week 1 games, right? All right, so it is time. The first game in the NCAA 14 era where East Carolina is not let out by Coach TC, taking on Georgia. I've had some great battles against Georgia with East Carolina, the #1 team in the nation, defending national champions. Very new look team. These are both CPU teams, so we always go with the away team and do heads and kick like normal. Now remember, I am not on this team anymore. Both East Carolina and Buffalo had their coaches reset, so the crazy skill trees for East Carolina and Buffalo are no longer. So we'll see if these teams can keep up their dynasties with new coaches. We'll have to see how it plays out. Tony Brooks taking over for Vanilla Vic. It's just CPU, but if we want to go storyline, I'll go a former player. Why not give it to, we'll say the one-armed Brock Osweiler. He played at East Carolina. He was arguably the worst quarterback in our history. Yes, I know Bo Wallace exists, but he was even worse in the sim matchup days. No, Heisenberg's not the coach. It's not going to be, no, it's going to be a guy. Look at this. East Carolina's cooking with Osweiler. It's not Heisenberg. All right, Georgia, come back. Remember, Georgia also has a very new-look team. No more Dickweed, no more Ryan McBrien from a couple years ago. It's 14-14 here in the SEC country. Yeah, Heisenberg is a star. Is East Carolina, man, are they going to go down? They're down 2 scores. Oh, baby. And before we go farther, this was an East Carolina 5-point spread. The over-under is 43.5, and they're looking for Vlad Sexton catches. Oh, baby, is East Carolina going to go down? Ah, I almost simmed to the end of the game. And that's a pick! Jennings throws it to Burt Osborne. The SFA player picks off the new sophomore quarterback. ECU's going to go down. East Carolina. Oh, and they get lucky with the no good, but the offense can't move the rock. Georgia takes the lead. And Georgia is going to knock off the #1 team in the nation. Georgia does it. 34-21. East Carolina goes down. The defending national champions, they have the cover athlete, they have the color scheme, and they can't get it done. Sonic Van Eagle gets a touchdown. Holy Toledo. So a Georgia win outright. This new quarterback, it looks like ECU returns to the mean with terrible quarterbacks. Is Mike Jennings. He 22 of 32. He was an athlete quarterback, right? Tony Brooks, 1564. So glad I'm not coaching anymore. Cedric Noel, 11 catches. Vlad Sexton got 4, so the over hits if you bet on it. No, Nebraska's coming up next. AJ Flanagan, big part of the national championship team, gets 10 tackles. Oh my God, this new look East Carolina, this is not good. Especially not good for some of these SEC teams if Georgia is back. If Georgia's back, it's so over. Jorge Mooney is the man that got it done. 30 of 44, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's their new guy. David Wright. Wide receiver, James Nash. Sonic Van Eagle, the SFA player. And then Trip McNeil, the SFA player, gets a catch. On defense, Kalani Reeves, SFA guy, gets 3 TFLs. You got 3 sacks today. Jose's brother gets a sack. And Bert Osborne, the SFA player, gets a interception. And no fumbles. Unbelievable, folks. So our defending national champion goes down. Can anybody think of a defending national champion going down week 1? I don't think that's happened. Yep, defending national champions stay number 1 until they lose. Yeah, there will be none of that. East Carolina, as soon as TC leaves, they go back to being an AAC team. Unbelievable stuff happening here today, folks. We've had some fantastic things happen. ECU goes down. We have Coastal Carolina take out Ohio State. Baylor beating Michigan. UNC throttling them. Yes, sir. I love the comp mush. Yes, I had my final Peyton Manning year, right off to the sunset, and now they're going to suck for the next century. Let's go. I absolutely love that comp mush. All right, so just to make sure we have 2 more games left. Yes, we do. All right, folks, get your bobbing us out for the first prediction of the season. This is a big-time matchup. Tennessee or the new look Nebraska. Now, who do you think wins? There's no spreads or anything with this. Do you have Tennessee or do you have Nebraska? So, Coach Nick, if you're here, let me know, heads or tails, kick or receive. You guys get 2 minutes here to get those bobbing us in. We got 23 viewers. Thank you guys all the subs today, all the follows. But Tennessee taking on Nebraska. And then we've got, let's see, what are the spreads like for this one? This one's a 2-point spread, 2-point favorite for Tennessee, an over-under of 53.5. And then we've got Arian Green Davis. Will he score a touchdown, the top receiving target for Nebraska? Black shirts for Nebraska. I got to do that. And then Nick finally got around to pod. No, okay. So he didn't submit anything. So we're going to go all blacks for Nebraska, assuming they have them. I haven't checked. The black shirts home. Ooh, baby. This is going to be their home. This is their new uniforms whenever they're on stream. Now, do they have a black shirts away? Yes, they do. Okay, so what's the black shirt away? Oh, okay, so we could do all black shirts here. Now, I will say, folks, as we prep for this game, as always, on Patreon, I do a preseason podcast where I give my predictions for every single division, every single conference, in the entire playoff slate. And if you want to get on Patreon, go listen to it. You can. All the episodes from previous seasons, this season, moving forward, are available over there. But I picked Nebraska to get to the semifinals, and I picked Tennessee to win it all. So this is a big-time game, folks. All right. So we got to wait for the predictions. Get that sauce going. Nebraska and Tennessee. The Big 12 is looking great this season with Baylor winning, Oklahoma State winning, Nebraska now in that North Division. Tennessee, though, in that division now. Alabama won. They could be back. Auburn looked great against Florida State. And now Georgia. So Tennessee might have some people gunning for them. They've low-key won that division quite a few years in a row. I think at least 2. Here we go, folks. Oh, baby. Now, this probably would have ended up being the New Heights Classic had we known Coach Zach was at Nebraska before we did the schedules. But this is the top BearCave game of the week. We have New Heights Classic coming up next between LSU and Maryland in NRG Stadium. But we're in Lincoln first. Oh, baby, we are here. Here we go. Nick, heads or tails, kick or receive. I do not see him. I'll give him about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Heads and kick it is. Yeah, I'm not sure why Zach is not here. He's at watch party. Here we go, boys and girls. Nothing starting. First goes to Tennessee. They throw an interception. 14-0 for Tennessee. On the road. 14-3. Remember, Tennessee is a BearCave demon. They are so good on BearCave historically. But Nebraska all of a sudden takes the lead. And they take the lead before half. The Black Shirts, they're winning by 4 at halftime. Oh, baby. Boss Hennessy has to do something here. Defense coming up clutch. Nobody's scoring. Nebraska, Tennessee takes the lead. 4th quarter time, folks. We're going to go 1 possession at a time. Tennessee has the rock, and they have to punt. We're going to go 1 play at a time here. Last game of this legendary stream to start the season. And Swain is sacked. So they got to get a stop now. Hennessy is moving the rock. And he's sacked again inside. And the field goal's no good. They attempted a 55-yarder. Good field position now for Nebraska. Can they take the lead? Yes. They're inside the 10, inside the 21st and goal. Touchdown, Nebraska. 31-27. And Boss Hennessy, it is your time. Hennessy and Des Stiffy in the backfield. Tons of SFA players on both sides of the ball. It's an electric atmosphere. He dumps that short. Got 2 minutes left. Trent Fox, the SFA player, he had a great breakout game today after being redshirted. He did not end up going to the transfer portal. He's the man in the slot. Oh, playing press coverage. Got to watch for a Boss Yam. There it is. The Yam, he hits his man, and he's brought down. Mario Reed goes over 100 yards there, and they are in business. Boss Hennessy having a great day today. 1st and 10. Love those Yam emotes. Hennessy floats that to the corner, and he hits his man again. Trent Fox for 13. Tennessee spent their entire remaining recruiting budget in the transfer portal on Brian Hall. He's the number 4 receiver. Bringing him back, number 86 there at the top of your screen. 1st and 10 here. They're inside 25. Handoff to Stiffy. He goes nowhere. Caught up on this offensive line. One of the best offensive lines in the country is Doug Duthie, the SFA player, having a fantastic day. They got Ping Mayorga as well, transfer from Buffalo. Tons of SFA players on this defense. Boggs, bottom of your screen. Top of your screen is Appleby. Give me a screen to Stiffy. Can they blow it up? He cuts outside, and he's hit hard. Big time hit there by the safety. 3rd and 11. They need a touchdown. Inside 1 minute, 3 timeouts left, split backs. Mario Reed by himself, bottom of the screen. Hennessy floats it, out of bounds. Oh, baby. 4th and 11, game on the line. Can Nebraska topple Rocky Top? 4th and 11. Hennessy in shotgun, trips left. 49 seconds left. You get to the 13. It's going to be a screen pass. He gets it off. It hits him, and he's brought down by Chase Boggs. Edmund Edwards can't get there. Nebraska takes over. Nebraska now just needs 1 first down. Julius Swain. They hand it off. Brought down by the linebacking core. One of the best linebacking cores in the country. That's A.J. Davis. 1 first down wins the game. Tennessee has a chance still. 2nd and 7. Another handoff to counter. Up the gut. He pushes. And they give him the first. Brandon Adams wins the game for Nebraska. Unbelievable game here, folks, and Nebraska is going to win it. 31-27, barring a disaster. In front of the home turf in Zach's first game, topples Rocky Top and Coach Nick, giving them arguably one of the best wins of Zach's career, if not the biggest win of his career. Number 5 Tennessee goes down. As we hit triple zeros, it is final, folks. 26% of you picked Nebraska. We're going to pay those out right now. Nebraska gets it done in their brand new black shirt uniforms. Arian Green Davis does get a touchdown. All of the preseason hype is for real on this team. And now Nebraska and Coastal Carolina have won their games today. Both are favorites to land Bryce Beers. Who will come away with the win? Two big-time wins on the field, but who will end up getting the generational quarterback talent Bryce Beers? What a BearCave stream, folks. We are going to be back here in about 5 to 10 minutes after the stream for the New Heights Classic between LSU and Maryland, the rematch of the last season playoff game. Also the debut of the 5-star quarterback, LaVello Blackley. Now, I will say for Tennessee, this is a lot better of a loss than 3 scores to Louisiana last season. So, it started out Tennessee 14-0, but a 24-point second quarter for Nebraska is Skip Stackle gets a fumble recovery, a scoop and score for Nebraska. Trent Fox, Arian Green Davis before half, and then Stiffy and Arian Green Davis again. Unbelievable, folks. What a game. So Boss Hennessy, his junior year, 23 of 39. Very good game for him, honestly. Running the ball, Stiffy and Hennessy. And then throwing it, Jake Lass in the third, Des Stiffy. Fox had a breakout game. Mario Reed's been doing that for 4 years. And on defense, Keaton Longslug, the SFA freshman, gets a big-time game. A lot of TFLs for rushing. Van Peter, couple of sacks. Interception for Benny Simmons. And for Nebraska, Julius Swain, 16 of 25, 231, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Brandon Adams, his debut, not a lot, but got it done. Green Davis. And the defensive touchdown really looks to have been the the deciding factor. Duthie had a great game. Boggs had a great game. Mayorga had a great game. A couple of sacks here. No interceptions. A couple of deflections. And who got the forced fumble? It was Skip Stackle doing it himself today. And folks, like I always say, overall doesn't necessarily matter, as the two best teams in the country, East Carolina and Tennessee, both lose week 1. And folks, just like last season and all the seasons before, no team has ever won the national championship not starting 2-0. So if you did not start 2-0, then you are, if you believe in that kind of stuff, have no chance of winning the national championship. All right, folks, as is BearCave tradition, we got one game left here today. We got to make sure the rest of the games are done, and then we're going to take a look at the Week 2 slate. This is when you guys start to get to vote on game day. We got Week 2 coverage. It will be coming 5 days from now. We're back to our 5-day schedule, so next game day will be on Saturday, and, right, Monday, Saturday, yeah. Ah! Sorry, I just killed a spider. A spider was running across my wall here. That scared the shit out of me. All right, he's dead. All right, anyways, we've got Oklahoma at Virginia, California, Tennessee, new look California, Florida State, Notre Dame, getting it a little bit into the conference games here. Oh, baby, Grant Davis taking on Nebraska? Oh, my gosh. People. That could be a good one. Navy, Marshall, Maryland, Louisiana. Remember, every team plays this week. Ohio had a big win against Ole Miss this week. ECU, App State. Chadley Brown taking on Minnesota. Clemson got a big win. Some great teams, and also some great teams that started 0-1, like EMU had fantastic showing against Utah. Got the Rocky Mountain Showdown, that is neutral site. Buffalo Pitt, that's going to be a good one. Oklahoma State, Arizona. Ohio State, Tulane. Akron, North Texas. Washington, LSU. Washington taking a tumble, though, this week. Texas A&M, Baylor, another big-time game. And Auburn and Charlotte loses some of its luster, unfortunately. But that will do it, folks. A fantastic stream. 2 hours, 18 minutes for Week 1 BearCave. This VOD will be available in its entirety later on this evening. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes for game day in the New Heights Classic between Maryland and LSU. Be there or be square, folks. Thanks for watching, as always. See you in a bit.